Hello, family. This is Q with Mixherbs.com. And we got a particular topic today. I know everybody has heard about Takeoff and that situation. Rest in peace to Takeoff from the Migos. And we're going to talk about this situation. Basically, we're going to look at it from the angle of dice games. Dice games and what comes out of that, and just a lesson that we can all pick up from something as tragic as what happened to Takeoff. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, click on the notifications button, and we're going to talk about it today, family. Okay, we're going to dive into this part of it. I don't think, maybe some people in the videos haven't really talked about the aspect of what they was actually doing at the time that Takeoff was shot and killed. And condolences going out to the family. It's a sad event when something like this occurs. But it's something we can learn from, you know, and as someone who was raised up, you know, in Memphis, Tennessee, you get to see a lot of dice games and different things that go on. And I want to say, family, nothing really goes good when it comes to dice games. And I'm going to share a story that a lot of people might have forgot, but people in Memphis remember this particular story that happened to Antonio Burks. And Antonio Burks, he played for the University of Memphis and also played a short time for the Grizzlies, if I'm not mistaken. But I know he played for the University of Memphis Tigers, back. It's been years, but he was like a point guard for the University of Memphis. And he was actually in a dice game playing. They played at a vacant house. This was back in 2009. And he was shot. They actually found the person who shot Antonio Burks at that time. And I actually ran into Antonio Burks before and, spoke to him and everything. But he was actually got shot playing dice. Basically the same game that Takeoff was playing. And someone shot him. And then, later it actually affected him pretty much. He was never able to really recoup from, in the basketball terms of from that injury because he was shot in the leg, if I'm not mistaken. And that really did a number on him. And he actually, I think later on, started his own business, like cutting lawns and different things like that, or landscaping. So it's a lesson with these dice games. And now we move forward to what happened with Takeoff. And Quavo was actually the one playing dice, at this place in Houston. So if you're familiar with the story, basically the story goes is that it was a private party that Jay Prince Jr. was having at a bowling alley and had quite a few people. I think it was like 40 to 50 people there at the bowling alley. And they was playing dice. Actually, Quavo was. They said Takeoff was just standing around just looking. And during the dice game, after or during, they got into an argument about a situation and a gun. They started shooting, after the argument, and Takeoff was hit. And I think a couple of other people was hit, and Takeoff passed away, and the other two people that got hit was injured. So this is just brought me back to that same story, Antonio Burks, and seeing dice games. Dice games never go good because, for one, let me tell you about like dice games. Once the person's winning, it's kind of like dominoes and everything. People talk a lot of trash. You talk a lot of trash when they be playing these games. So the winner takes a lot of money. So when the winner be getting that money and he talking trash to somebody who's losing, it's just somebody's going to get upset, argument's going to happen, and then that's when it turns. So the moral of the story is don't play no dice games. If anybody asks you to play those games, just say, hey, no, I pass. I got other things I got to do, because there's nothing come constructive out of that. Because it's going to always be somebody win a lot of money, somebody lose a lot of money, and arguments and people going back and forth, trash talking never leads to nothing good. And that's one of the situations that you don't want to be in. And so when in terms of stuff like this, man, you got to just play regular games where there's no money involved, and don't trash talk. That's the kind of thing you got to do. If you do play games and it is money involved, just don't trash talk. Go in, get your money, get on out. But if you trash talking and it's going back and forth and money is involved, look out. Nothing good's coming out of that. Nothing's good. So when you think about it, when you make your money and you just want to go out and have some fun, look at the surroundings. Make sure your surroundings are good. Make sure the people that's there. Make sure what that whole event is supposed to be about, what you're supposed to be doing. Because one thing you learn in life is you want to do constructive things. If you're not able to go somewhere and the atmosphere is constructive, don't go. And if you end up in that environment, just leave, because at the end of the day, you got to be able to know your environment. Got to be able to process real quick. I mean, quick, on a dime, like, what type of environment is this? Look at the people, look where you are, look at what time, assess everything real quick and make that decision whether there's something constructive or not. And if it's not constructive, then you gotta leave. Gotta get out. That's how to stay safe. And you learn a lot of that street savvy and that kind of thing that you just don't want to be a part of. Some people thrive in those environments, and that's how they was raised, and that's all they know. But it always come to an end at some point when you dealing with that. It's just it's one of those things they say, it just when your time at that time, but hey, it's coming. If you keep you playing with fire, you're gonna get burnt. That's kind of the situation that happens when you put yourself in those type of environments. So this is just something I want to share. Be aware of your environments, go with what's constructive. Hey, and everything will be all good. But if you playing with fire, you're gonna get burnt. You just gotta live and learn, and need some lessons that we can all learn. This is Q. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Peace.